Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to today's video. So we are going to be doing a trade breakdown on GBP JPY, and in there I will show you how I got a trade, what I looked out for, my lot sizes, and I'm definitely going to share nuggets that most traders never even talk about. Now if you're new to the channel, please make sure you subscribe. This is the second channel, and off here I'll be doing trade breakdowns and sharing whatever no one talks about. So be sure you watch and be sure you subscribe, okay? So without any further ado, we shall get straight to charts off here and start off. Let's go. Now starting off with a breakdown, just like how you guys can see, this is GJ on the hourly, and you can see this is the trade that I took. Now the most interesting part is I shared this trade with my VIP group and then with my CM community. Now this is a community that I personally participate in, but also other mentors inside, and I'll show you that in a minute. But let me quickly show you how the whole trade performed and why it happened. Now first things first, I'll always start off with the H4, and that's very important. And let's see. Now number one that you're going to look out for is what's the overall trend, because to me I would say this is probably the very most important first thing. Like, you need to know what the trend is. That's it. The next up, you shall have all your levels drawn out and then see how the price is actually behaving. And now in such an example, we shall start off with what you guys can see. So we can clearly see the trend has actually been to the upside with how GJ has been performing. Pretty interesting. And in this example, this is a much better understanding. So obviously in an uptrend, we should expect the price pushing up, breaking all the highs, just like how you guys can see in here. So I'll mark out all these highs. We have these. So if we have the price behaving that way, then that's a very good uptrend. That's number one. Then next up to that is, now let's see how the price behaved. So we got to a point over here, we formed a high, okay? We formed this high, and the price is failing to break above. So that's very important. So you need to understand that obviously the price won't keep in an uptrend or say in a downtrend. In other words, it won't keep in one trend forever. No, at some point it's finally going to reverse. But before the reversal, you need to get confirmations. And in such an example, what we can see is we see the price got here and now got back down here. Now what we expected was, we thought the price would finally break above here and continue to the upside, but that's not happening. And rather what's happening is, how about we drew this as a zone, okay, this way, and you could take it to an extent and draw this as a supply zone. Why? Because we can see once the price got off here, we saw some huge selling pressure happening and the price got up to some point down here. We can also draw this level out because that's going to be so important for our analysis, okay? Alright, so with what you guys can see is, now the price got off here and then moved back down. So that's a very important level that we must watch out for. And now let's see how the price is behaving. Again, got back down here and we can see the same reaction, and that's key. Now so after seeing all this, we can now honestly start scaling down to smaller time frames. So for a quick one, you guys can see we have the trend. We initially had an uptrend, but then with what we can see, we are currently dealing with a downtrend. This move here, that's the first thing, right? The next up, we have also drawn out some of the most necessary levels. We do have this being our supply zone. So I'll mark this as a supply, okay, zone. Well, a supply zone means where we had some huge selling pressure or anything like that. And down over here, we have also marked out this level. You could even decide to mark it as a demand, but we shall see that in a minute. Now let's put all our focus off here. So I'll delete this to not to cause confusion. Okay, there we go. And we can scale down to the H1 and see. Sorry about the Red Bull, but I just love it. Yeah, so now even gets better with how the price is behaving. Now on the H1 we have a much better movement, right? Now on the other side, we said in an uptrend we have a series of higher highs and stuff, blah blah blah, right? And now in a downtrend we have this type of a movement. Now after seeing this, how about we also marked out a level off here. Now we can see initially this was being respected, and finally the level getting broken. So in such an instance, we can say that's even a break of structure, because initially we had an uptrend and now finally we are breaking our highs and now changing the structure back to the downside. And that's a very, very important confirmation, most especially with this trade. And coming down to the M30, actually, personally, what I do is more often from like the H1, I'll go straight to the M15 for entries. But for example, we could actually go to the M30 and then see. Now, for my entries, I'm always going to look out for confirmations. Like I won't take a trade because I saw it's a downtrend, I'll go come in, sales immediately. No, I need to get confirmations. And in such an example, this is what we are looking out for. Now, take it from me, but the price is always going to have a momentum push to the upside, a pullback, a momentum push, a pullback, and then a momentum push. And the most interesting part is at these levels, okay, these levels, we have more momentum coming in. So at this point, we have more, okay, momentum coming in. Same thing with a downtrend. If we had the price pushing down, okay, just as that. Same thing at these areas here, we have more momentum coming in, okay. This point would have more momentum coming in, so I'll again write it off here. So, well, what does this mean? Well, it does mean we have more traders coming in. So in such an instance, we have more sellers coming in. And then in this example, we have more buyers coming in. So what you need to do is now capitalize on this. If there are more sellers coming in, then it's your turn to also take that trade. You guys understand? And that's the thing that I personally look out for. Now, how do you confirm that? Well, in such an example, let's see how the price behaving. So we can see push, pullback, push, and now we have this pullback, and this is where the whole magic was happening. So I scaled in my entry off here, and then more to that, it gives you a much better stop loss, because in such an instance we shall have a stop loss just above this, actually the closure of the pullback, to just avoid any issues. And by the way, at this point I would say, if in any case you are taken out, that's totally understandable, because at least you have your stop loss at a key level, which is very important. And basically that's how we got the trade, and a very, very good one, about 1 to 2. And for GJ it's crazy, I think these were about 100 plus pips if I'm not mistaken, and we were able to make more money off here. I'm currently using my phone to record, but I would have shown you the results. But then more to that, as I mentioned, this trade was shared in my VIP group and then with my student community. Now, let me quickly tell you something about the Forex Bulls Academy, just in case you're interested. Okay, now, quick one. Let me tell you about Forex Bulls Academy. So, personally, being in trading for about 4 years, I got to a stage where I wanted to share the skill set that has actually gotten me here. And for that, I created an academy for traders just like yourself. And at the moment, we currently have about 1,500 students in. You can imagine the crazy numbers. And more to that, you can also become part of this exclusive community. So what do you get? Well, you'll get beginner to advanced classes. Now, just in case you're a beginner and you have no idea and anything about trading, we'll get you straight from the start. And then more to that, you'd have access to trades from myself and 4 other mentors. So you can imagine the group is run by 5 mentors, myself inclusive. And then more to that, you will have direct access to me. You can talk to me anytime if you had any issues and all that. And more to that, honestly, this is the best academy in Africa, and you can actually become part of it. So let me actually quickly show you how to do that. You'll just come over here and type in Forex Bulls Academy, and there we go. Just a quick one. There you go. So off here, you would get to read all the details and all that. I also do a refund just in case you won't make any profit, because that's very important. I want you to get in and make money, which is key. So just a quick one. So off here, you could read through and whatever you want, and just come over here, give me access to 900 plus like-minded traders. And once you click on that, okay, I'll show you. And that's going to bring you to this page. So off here, you can choose the currency that you want to pay in. This is the Naira, this is the Pound, this is the Ghanaian cedis, Kenyan shillings, Rand, Tanzanian, Ugandan shillings, CFA, whatever. It depends on which country you're in and what's easier. So I'll give you an example. Say I'm in Kenya, I'll come over here, and that means I can pay with local payment options as M-Pesa or anything. In Uganda, I could use mobile money. If you're want to use PayPal, it's all available and all that. So remember, this is the very, very best community for you. And honestly, there's nothing to lose, but way too much to gain. You see, you're paying $150 for this, but in return, you are making insanely huge amounts. And then, more to that, you have access to a community of like minded traders. And I'll see you in the next one. Cheers. Remember, the moment you're in, there's never looking back. And please remember to subscribe. The goal is 10K, and I'll see you. Let's go. Gang, 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 gang.